Let me start with this truth. Your employer did not employ you because he loves you or she loves you. Or let me say it this way, that your organization did not employ you because they love you. It's because of what they intend to achieve or what the organization intend to achieve. That's why they employ you. So your employment is not unconditional. It's a condition attached to it. It means that you have to meet up with some certain responsibility, and then you'll be rewarded in one way or the other. And I want you to note that very clearly. And if you understand that, then you will begin to know that if you overwork yourself, if you destroy your health, if you move on because you want to be rewarded, awarded at the detriment of your health, your relationship, once you cannot be able to meet up with the responsibility which you were employed in the first place, definitely you will have to be replaced. And so when you are replaced, another person will take your space and will continue doing the work. So I just want you to know that you can be replaced. That's just what I want you to know at the beginning. So which means that you have to pay attention to what matters most. And this is why this issue is key. Now, there are, of course, as we work, sometimes you will have to uh, embark on a long shift, or sometimes overtime, or unpredictable hours. Unpredictable hours. And if this is not regulated, what it will do is that it will eat up your relationships. And oftentimes it will end in regret, sometimes divorce, or a very sour relationship, difficult relationship. And I have seen so many older professionals, older employees that have worked for 30, 40 years, and they will say, this is not worth it. That I have sacrificed my relationship, my family at the detriment, for my work. So how do we bring a balance between our families and the work we do? Of course, the work is important because, as I've said, the means by which we contribute to the development of the society, by which also we build the organizations, definitely. But then there's a balance. And the first thing I want to point out is the priority. Now, when there is no priority in your life, definitely you will, uh, things are going to be mixed up. And the first thing I want to know, if really you are desiring to balance your work and your family, the first thing is to see your family better or correctly. Now, your family, you must see it as important and more important. That's what I'm trying to stress. More important than your work. Why is it so? First and foremost, because is a key, because there is no substitute for human life, meaning that whatever work, whatever degrees, achievement, or things you have acquired, they cannot be compared or cannot be substituted for human life. So this is one of the things that you have to place your family at a higher position than your work. If this is tempered with already there, it will be difficult for you to have balance. The truth of the matter is that you will always, and that's why I had to put this here, that you will always have time for what you consider important. Sometimes I've heard many people, my family have to understand. They have to understand. I don't have time. I don't have time. I have this work, that work, this work, that work. The truth of the matter is that anything you value in your life, most you will always have time for it. You will always have time for it. And so if you value your family, you value the life of your family members, your wife, your children, your husband, you will discover that you will always have time for them. You will always have time for them. And this is important. And most times, unconsciously, if you are not careful because of the ambition, you can actually place things ahead of humans. You can place your reputation, achievement, desire to be known, desire to be uh, to be called that you are this, you are that, public image. You will neglect your family at the detriment of wanting rewards, so many things you can think about. So the first thing to balance your family and your work is to know that your work, your achievement, your success can never be compared to the lives of your wife, your children, your husband. No, no, no. I know that some people don't see it that way, and that's why the confusion we're having in society. Because the same people you neglect in wanting accolade, once they begin to misbehave, once they begin to do certain things, because they are attached to you, definitely know how you're going to erase certain things. Because they also, how whatever they will achieve in their life will actually also be linked to you. Their failures will be linked to you. Their achievement as well will be linked to you. Yes, of course, you have done it. You have achieved this. But you have to know that there's a place for family that work cannot replace. There's a place for family that work cannot replace. Most of the problem I see today in the society is because our families are already in disarray, because the unit of the society is a family. Once the family values are destroyed, once the family values are shattered, once children grew or have been raised in a very difficult environment, in a very toxic environment where they have neglect, they have not shown love, they grow up also to see the world in that lens. They grow up with anger, with 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 all kinds of vices because they lack love at home. So you have to know, if truly you love the world, you love the society, if truly you love to see progress, as you claim you want to make great breakthrough for humanity, then you do not and you should not neglect your family, because eventually the family members you neglect will as well cause more trouble to the society. So look at all the evils we are having, all the fraud, the stealing, the terrorism, whatever, name it. You understand? All those things that has been damaging the world. These people that have been causing such havoc all came from a family. And so, and that is one thing that is important. And I want, especially in this regard, as you do your work in your workplace, and understand that your family needs you. They need you to be well raised. They need you uh, to ensure that they also build a meaningful life for the betterment of the society. But as well, also you need them, because that's one of the the mistakes many people that work actually face, is that uh, they see their families in a bad light, or not correctly. That takes me to the second one, which is you have to communicate and openly and often. When you discover that your interaction and your communications and your relationship outside, you relate more outside than inside your family, that's actually a diagnosis that is a problem. Now, there's something I want to point out for especially many of us that work or are in one employment or the other, or we are running a business or whatever we're doing, is that many of us that because of the effort we have put, of course, we have become breadwinners. And there's so a pressure for breadwinners. I'm not sure whether I like that word because I'm the type that wants anybody around me to succeed. So I wouldn't want to become a breadwinner. I don't think I like that word actually. I don't want to become a breadwinner. I want my wife to be independent of me, meaning that she has capacity just like me to provide to the family, which means that it's not a loss to me, is actually an achievement, a success in which that is for the stability of the home. Because when your wife have capacity, just as you have, or she has even more higher capacity to provide and to be able to run the family with or without you, that means your family will not be in trouble if eventually you are not around. Maybe you are dead or whatever. That means your family. I've seen many people, immediately the husband dies, you discover that the entire family go down. That's a terrible mistake. And I wish many people who work will have to understand that your effort must be that to raise and to support every member of your family to be able to stand on their own, to be strong enough. So starting from your wife to your children, if it is a wife that is well developed earlier than the man or than the husband, she ought to develop the man as well until every member of the family stand on his own. And but before this thought, I was trying to say that many breadwinners carry this pressure of provider, and because of this, sometimes unconsciously, I don't want to say some is conscious because I've met with people who regret what they are seeing in their families, but I guess it's unconscious. Unconsciously, they begins to see their families as dependents and not and partners. Now, this is tied to the first point I was making, which is the issue of you must see that your family, because they are humans, have value more than your work, more than your career. You must see that. That's not to say that your career is not valuable, no. But when you put them, because balance means you put things in order of their priorities. That's what balance means. It doesn't mean that you must put everything equal, no. To life generally, when you understand life, then you will understand that balance does not necessarily mean keeping things equal. It just means putting things in order of their priority. That's just it. So you have to see your family as more important than your work. That's not to say that your work is not important, as I said. So if you see your family as dependent, what that will result, it will lead to you seeing them as of lower value, because you begin to see them as liabilities. You begin to see them as liabilities and not partners. Sometimes we just think that money is about everything because you provide most of the money for the running of the home. You just think as if they are no they have no importance into your life, but that's not true. That's not true. There are so many things that money cannot buy. And that's one of the things I want you to understand here. Many, many things that money can buy. And that's where the place of your family. So you must see them as partners, as team members, those who you work together to be able to see the progress of each other, for the welfare of each other. Of course, all of you may not be able to provide everything in the home, all the things that you need in the home equally. But that's not to say if you provide more in terms of finances to the family, it means you should see every one of them as dependent. They may as well be depending on you on some things, but you should also as well. You must understand that you need them, and that's why we supposed to see this interdependence in our family. You need them. And most times, many people that are working don't understand this up until they retire and they are old. That's when they begin to appreciate the value of relationships, the value of genuine relationships, the value of unconditional relationships. And that's one thing you have to understand. As I said earlier, you have to understand that the relationship between your workplace and yourself is conditional. If you're not able to meet the responsibilities, they won't continue to give you on and on money and all that. Once you stop giving what they wanted from you, of course they can keep you. They will replace you. But your family members, no, their connection towards you is not conditional. Whether you are giving them or not giving them, of course, they will continue to give you just the same way you are giving to your family members. You pay their school fees, you pay their food, not because you need something from them, because you are doing it unconditionally. The same way you're supposed to raise your family members to a point where they are strong enough also to support you and in times of need. And this is one of the things you have to understand. So your view about your family need to change. They are not dependent. They might be depending more in the terms of resources, but you also definitely will be depending on them in one way or the other. So both of you are interdependent. So don't see them as liabilities. No, they are partners. They are team members. Even your children are team members, although they are small now, but they are team members because it give them 20 years to come now. You will discover their value in your family. And then I don't want you to see them as liabilities, because once you see them as liabilities, it poisons your love. It poisons, you begin to act like a boss. More or less that because you provide more to the family, so it makes you act like a boss, every day demanding. When you just come to the house, you just feel that everybody is under your control. You go here, you go there, you bring me this, you will eat food and leave it because, you have to change your mentality. You understand? And this is the same way. It's the same thing whether the wife is a breadwinner or the man is a breadwinner, because it does happen. You understand? If your mentality does not change about your family, you begin to see that you are distancing yourself even from them because you feel that you're a boss. You understand? You see, just like a boss, you don't associate with some certain people at the lower level in your workplace. Always, when you enter, hello, how are you? Give me that file or give me that thing. They will come, hey, sir, what is the next thing? You say, okay, have you done what I said you should do? The way you would talk, it portray you are a boss. So don't carry your workplace into your own home. No, your own home is a place of love. It's an environment of love. It's an environment where you see your children. So you don't create that distance. And that's why you have to adjust your way in which you see your family. And then your family definitely will never thrive under control. That kind of dictatorship way of living. You enter the home, everybody is under your command. You just sit down in a chair, maybe probably with a remote. You are just watching television, or you're watching whatever. You just call your child, Junior. He comes here. Where is your mother? Go and call her for me, and all that. Sometimes most of our village mentality has been haunting us, and then you see this kind of control in the home. You see, a home, a family can never thrive under control, can never thrive under control. It thrives under the environment, under the conditions of love and connections. That is how a family thrives. And if you really want to see yourself well, live all your life in happiness and healthy living, then you must have to see your family differently And that way it will help you to communicate openly with them. You will see them as partners. You will, you will, you will see them as people who deserve explanation. There are so many men when they will come back from home. I mean, when they come back from work, immediately enter and they say, "Welcome. We didn't see you. You are late today. What is the problem?" You say, "I was." I mean, you just think that they don't deserve explanation where you go. You just move to anywhere you want to. You don't tell them. You expect them to tell. I mean, you expect them to inform you about anything in their life and everything in their life, where they go and all that. But you don't feel that you should also as well uh, 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 tell them what is going on in your life, and how things are going on. You just feel that they are lower level because you provide for them. That's a wrong mentality, and it's going to haunt you if you don't change how you view your family members. They might be small today, but these are the very people that tomorrow become pillars, and that's, you must see them as partners. And how you see partners is to groom them, is to make them strong as you are, and even above who you are. And that's the way you can be able to share love together and enjoy love together. So that's the second thing I wanted to point out. And that way it will really, really help you. And I just want you to just get this point, because one thing is that I don't want, I have made up my mind that I don't want to be a repetitions of the mistakes of this generation or even of the past. And the way to do it is to adjust your mentality that your family, you are not a boss, you are a husband, you are a father. You're a husband, you're a father. And a father and a husband, they are not dictators. They are, they are, they are, they are, their responsibility that is based on love and connection. And so the third thing that is key also is planning. Is planning and prioritizing together. You know, as I said, once the first one is a problem and your mentality about your family has not changed, you won't see needs to actually plan together, because you don't see them as partners. You don't see them as worthy of contribution or contributing anything in your life. So you just throw them anyhow and just live your life, you understand? And everybody is under your command. But no, because you know that your family, a team member, I mean, of course, especially your wife, for example, especially your husband. Of course, the children, as they are growing, you also have to teach them how to be responsible, how to plan. So as they are growing and they are reaching age of discretion and age of maturity, they need also to be gradually brought into the decision making of the house, because you are as well training them, because they are partners. They need to contribute also their understanding. I mean, because there are many things that the children might know and understand that you might not know, because you don't know all things. So once you see including your children as partners at certain junction of their life, at certain times of their life as they are growing, you know that they have reached this point. I need to start introducing Junior into the decision making of this. Oh, Junior, come here. We're having family meeting on so day. So all of us will be thinking, what do you think we should add in the family? What do you think we should do to be able to build each other? So think about it as we come. This and this and this and this and this are the things we're going to be discussing when we come to the family meeting. And by the time you are coming, then you hear from each other, and then you collect all the information and make planning together. What you are doing, you are training them, and you are giving them a sense of of worth. They now see, they will grow with self-esteem. They know that they are valued. And that's very important. So planning is key. Don't walk in auto mode. I've seen many people just move, and then as things comes, they collide with things, and then they continue. You can't be effective that way, especially if you have a family. You can't be effective that way. And so you have to be intentional. We're not talking about being perfect. No. I mean, all of us, you can't be perfect. You make mistakes. But the issue is not being perfect, it's being intentional. It's being intentional. So you have to be intentional to carve out time for the family. You carve out family time. You have to do it. You have to do it. In my family, we do it monthly. With my wife, every month we sit down. Okay, we look at what have we achieved, what are the things we need to improve. We just look at things monthly. I mean, you can do it weekly depending on how you agree with your partner, but you have to talk with each other. You have to reason with each other, and that's the best way to live. And so you have to carve out time for your family. But for planning, for prioritizing, what should we be looking at? What should we be prioritizing? Don't just come up one night and just say, "Oh yeah, we are going here." So you expect? I've seen many people just come and we are leaving this place. We are moving to another place. You are living with people, with your wife, with everything, with your husband, and then you didn't see them as anything because you are the so-called breadwinner. I mean, that's terrible. You feel that they are just some kind of people that should just be carried away like bags, brrr, to this place, brrr, to that place. And that's how, no, 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 no. That's not a good way of living at all, especially to your family. You want your family to be balanced. You want your family to improve. You want your family to be healthy. You want your family to be a place, an environment of love where great and sound men and women will be built. And that's what you want. And therefore, you need to get them involved. You need to give them time. You need to give them time. I mean, it has to be planned. That means they know. Don't take them for granted. If you're going to go out, it has to be planned. We are going out so. Don't just come overnight and say, everybody pack your things, let's go. And you don't care about their schedules. You don't care about what they have. You don't care whether your wife have another thing, whether she has made a plan, or you don't care whether your husband, just because you make money more than him and you're the one that are help to pay many things, then you don't just care. You feel like you are controlling. I mean, you can't build any sound. It will end in regret. It will end in regret. You understand? And the funny thing is that you disrespect your husband, you disrespect your wife at home, you talk anyhow to her, and then you go out, you see other people, you understand? And then you'll be greeting their wife correctly. You'll be respecting their husband correctly. I mean, you are a hypocrite. That's just it. You understand? You're trying to portray you're a good person outside, but then you are a terrible person inside. That needs to be changed if really you want to see a better you want to see a better family. And so create time for your family. And I don't want you to follow the trend, because there is this trend that it has to be something you have for a long time. Maybe you have to carry them to Dubai or something. If you have the money, that's fine, and you have the everything that is needed, other resources. But that it's not about being fancy or going for a long period of a time. No, don't allow the world to define quality time and also quality moment with your family. No, there is something that they want. The best thing is to is to see what is that thing that will make them better. Don't begin to drag your wife always because they say the only way you can make a woman happy is by taking her to restaurant or by this or by that. And then your wife is not that type. She doesn't want it. Instead of you to consider, okay, what exactly does she want? You are concerned about what other people say outside. No, it's not going to work. You must understand her love language. What exactly make her excited? You understand? That's the best way. The same way she looks at you, she feels, okay, what exactly is the thing that he doesn't like? What are those things that, again, he doesn't want it? So she will look at it. So it's vice versa. So it doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to be fancy, but it has to be consistent. It could be constant dinner together. You understand? You come at dinner, you ensure that you always eat dinner together. It could be that also you just take a walk after after work, maybe after your close of work by um probably by 5 or 4, depending on what time you leave your workplace. You understand? You can take a walk around. You understand? And then be discussing with each other, enjoy the company of each other. It could be even a movie night. It could be a movie night. The point is that you just have to find something that both of you enjoy to do. And then you do it consistently. And your presence, I want to say this, that is the best gift you can give to your family. Your presence. Your presence Nothing should replace your presence. Because if you want to see that your family are doing well, then you are the one to model what you want to see in your family. You don't, schools will not model it for you, understand? Especially your children. They should see you as a model, understand? When you are saying you want people to be respectful, they need to see that you are respectful. You respect their mother. They see that you love your mother naturally because they watch what you do. They will grow to see it, not just what you say. That's the most important thing. So you want to see grown, wonderful, respectful, enterprising, hardworking, smart working children, then you have to be that very thing you want them to be, including your wife. You want her to be this, you want her to be that, you don't want this, then model it. Don't be complaining every now and then, nagging about one thing. No, don't just go every day be complaining. Can you model what you want to see? And let them follow you. You are a leader. Understand? The same thing with the wife. Model what you want to see. And then keep praying for the person. Keep praying that it becomes better. And then also continue to succeed. But this is very important. Share your schedules with them. Understand? You go to work. Let them know what is keeping you. Let them know your workload. They understand. But when you behave as if you come back home, you don't understand what I'm facing. You have not made it. You didn't make it clear to them. How will they understand? Are they magicians? Understand? Are they monitoring spirits? The point is that, can you make it clear for them? Share your schedules to them. This is my schedule. This is my schedule. When they see how much you are doing, they understand. And every minute and every time you have given to them, they will value it because they know you are sacrificing a lot. But you didn't make it known to them. You didn't say anything. And then you are every day shouting that the little thing you are doing, they are not appreciating. The issue is that after all, you are doing it unconditionally. If you, it's reciprocal. When you learn to appreciate them, when you learn to show them, especially men, a leader is supposed to do by example. I mean, you're supposed to live by example. That's what I'm trying to say. The same thing, the wife. Your children are there. You're also a leader. You're also a partner to him. He needs to see that there is mutual respect. And importantly, is key. Now, you need to set boundaries. Whether you're a man or a woman that is an employee and you are doing many things, you need to set boundaries. You need to set boundaries. You understand? Don't carry your work. You are at home in the weekend. You are busy replying emails. You are doing this work every now and then on Saturday, on Sunday, leave the work in the workplace. When you return on Monday, that's when you will do the work. When you are at home, spend quality time. You have to set boundaries. Let me tell you the truth. Work will always ask for more. The more you do work, the more it is there. Sometimes I will just close everything and say I don't have work. And just because the issue is that you will always have work. When there's no limit, you don't have a line that you have drawn, this work will consume you. Your health will be really be destroyed because you need to set boundaries. Your relationship will actually be destroyed as well. So you need to set boundaries. You must not sacrifice. I said again, you must not sacrifice your family. You must not sacrifice your family at the altar of endless ambition. Many of what destroys our families is endless ambitions. Endless ambitions. I want to achieve this. I want to write so number of papers. I want to do this. I want to be there's nothing wrong in doing that, but not at the detriment. You must put your family above all those ambitions. Else, that means you value papers more than lives. That's what that means. Because if you don't value your family, that means you are valuing your success, personal success, more than, and that's one of the very things that destroy communities. Because when you have a set of people that value personal success more than community success, that's where we are. That's the reason why we are. You understand? That's the reason why we don't care whether thousands of people are in poverty, thousands of people don't have food. But we keep piling and piling and piling and piling wealth in the sun. Things that even if we live all our life, no work again, we're not going to actually consume such wealth. Am I saying that people should not seek and make wealth? No, that's not what I'm saying. But our desire to succeed must be communal. That's the only way we can build a society. But if it is selfishly, if it is just this ambition, there's no how you can keep a family, because you will destroy it. Because you will do anything and everything to succeed. You will do anything and everything to be able to have your reputation. You don't care the reputation of your wife or your children or your husband's reputation. Your own is that my own reputation. He is the most greatest person in this. He must, but then when they look at your family, they are all gone. What is that success that tomorrow I'm being praised here and there, and then my children are people who are on drugs, people who are on this, people who are stealing, arm robbing, doing all kinds of evil in the society? What is the, even if you give me whatever type of success, that's useless when my family also does not reflect my success. People who live with me is supposed to reflect first and foremost my success. If I am rich, it's supposed to be seen in my children and my family. Understand? Not really that I transfer it to them. That's not what I mean. I mean something that they have the capacity to also provide. They have the capacity, not just I just carry all my wealth and give it to them. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But there must be a reflection of who I am. If I've been sleeping in the same house with you, there must be a sign that you have contact with me. That is what it means by success. Not just only this one that is you alone and everybody is destroyed because of you. And then for your success, you sacrifice everybody for your success. That's a terrible life. Really, really a terrible life. Again, the point is that you have to rest in the sun. To be able to give your family a quality time, you really need to rest in the sun. You can't give the best. You can't give your best to your family when you're exhausted. No, you can't. You understand? Many people think that when you rest, it means you are lazy. No, it's just a way of refoiling. You understand? Just observe yourself. Most times when you are exhausted, you are not productive. But the more you have rest, you have spent time resting, you will discover that it's like a foiling. Your productivity will improve, will increase. And that's one thing I want to leave with you. That your family must not be sacrificed. Actually, on the altar of your endless ambitions. Your family is an important part of your life. Not just important, they are partners. They are not liabilities. So you're not meant to be a boss. You're not to control them. You're not to be commanding and demanding. No, you're not a dictator. Understand? Just because you are providing the most in the family doesn't make you to feel that you can control everybody in the home. No, that's not correct. Understand? They are human beings, and there's nothing you will ever achieve in your life that can be compared with any human life. And if you see that well, then you discover that your family will be seen well, you will see your family well, and you will value them well, and you will be able to contribute to their own life, knowing that there is nothing you will achieve in life that is worth a single life. If a single life is destroyed for your own ambition, that's not success. That's complete disaster. And that's what I want to leave with you, that your work, you can really, really succeed. You understand? You can succeed, and that success won't destroy your family. I remain Dr. Victor Markus, and I truly believe that you have received value from this video. Please consider sharing, and as well comment. I want to hear what you're thinking, what is your thought, and once you do that, give me a thumbs up. That way it will help the channel to grow and help many other people to see this wonderful information. See you next. Thank you.